Hello, my lovelies, and welcome to today's weekly live show. I'm just going to give you a couple of moments to find us, for me to check that this has been working. It's been like 3-4 weeks since I've been live with you, so I forget how to do technology. So if you can see me, if it's coming up live, let me know you're here. Yeah, I think that is working all well. So yeah, let me know if you're live with us today. Let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're feeling. If you're watching the replay as well, let me know how you're doing. Let me know how you're feeling. Because please remember, first and foremost, this is a community. This is your family of like-minded yoga teachers. We understand the ups and downs. You can share yourself unfiltered here when you need a hug, when you need celebrating, when you need a little bit of moral support. Trust me, we are here for you. So please let me know how you are doing and what is going on with you today. So what are we talking about today? What to do when your class numbers take a little dip. I have been keeping an eye on the group. I've been traveling for a few weeks, but I've been keeping an eye on the group, and I've seen a lot of stuff coming up about this at the moment. Class numbers taking a little bit of a dip over the holidays for you, over Easter, or events that you've been putting on not having maybe the numbers that you're expecting. So I did just want to spend a little bit of time on that together. So first and foremost, this is going to be twofold. Clearly, we need to go over some really practical, tangible steps, things that you can get done and tick off when you feel your class numbers are dipping, so that you feel you're doing something about that. You feel you're in the driving seat and you're taking aligned action. But also there's a lot going on here with mindset. And by mindset, I'm not meaning just, think positively, all will be good. No, deep, proper mindset stuff. And what is coming up for you? What is that codependency that is happening around class numbers? So we're going to hit that twofold today. Practical steps and a little bit of mindset love and a little bit of look at yoga philosophy. But first, let's just come into our souls, let's come into our body, into our energy, calm the mind so that we're really present together. A lot of energy around just today, so let's just take a moment. Whether you're standing, whether you're seated, just close the eyes a moment. Bring some warmth to your hands, giving them a little rub. Just got in from a walk, when it's cold. And then placing those hands lightly over your eyes. And with those hands over your eyes, give yourself permission to rest, permission to surrender, permission to relax. And letting the hands gently fold down your face, bringing your left hand to your heart, and your right hand on top. Feel the breath in your heart space. Remind yourself, first and foremost, your love of yoga. What have the teachings, the practice of yoga brought into your life? And why have you felt called to share these teachings? And I know you weren't called to share these teachings for money, as a career. I know you were called to share these teachings because it's your dharma. You want the world to be a better place through the teachings of yoga. You want to help people. You want to have an impact, make the world better. It's really important that we stay connected to that. The why. And then, as cliche as this is, it cuts to the very depth of a lot of what we're doing today. I know it's cliche, smile at the cliche, but please do this with me. I'd like you to repeat out loud if you're able to, or just in your mind. I am enough. You can smile at the cliche, but I need you to do this. I am enough. I have always been enough. I will always be enough. Because I am enough. Now let that really go into the depths of your heart space here. Once more. I am enough. I have always been enough. I will always be enough. Because I am enough. And as we take today's topic from this place of enoughness, flickering your eyes open, and that is where I wanted to start with some of the mindset stuff. You are enough. The numbers of students in your class that book your events has nothing to do with your worth. Okay? I really need you to feel that from my heart to your heart. You're enough. And this is why this gets so emotionally entangled, because there is this connection that people feel the number of people that are coming to a class is a reflection of how good you are as a teacher. And how good you are as a teacher is a reflection of how good you are as a person. And this is just not the case. And when you breathe into that not enoughness, all of this can spiral. So it's time to be kind but tough, firm with ourselves, and really know, it's a cliche, but you need to know, your sense of self-worth is not dependent on the numbers of people in your classes. You are enough, you are a glorious soul, and you are bravely putting yourself out there every day, once a week, however many times it is, teaching yoga, sharing a magic in the world that is enough as you are today. And this brings me back to something I just mentioned then about impact over income. So in those moments when you've turned up to class and it has been Easter and numbers do dip in Easter, and there's maybe not as many people there as you expect, or the class numbers have been dipping every week or so, and it's just feeling a little bit of a downhill slope at the moment. How do you energetically pull yourself out of that? We come into that statement, I am enough. We remind ourselves of that, and then you immediately have to recircuit your brain in that moment to think about impact. What I want you to notice when you do it and stop it dead in its track is when your mind adds up the number of people in your class, when you 1, 2, 3, oh, they pay me £10, that's £30, my hull has 28, that's £2. I know how easy it is to do that, but as soon as you notice yourself doing it, I need some tough love from you and go, stop it. I am enough. Calculating that I'm making £2 right now is not going to change this moment. You can take a line of action later, we're going to talk about that. But in this very moment, I need you to surrender income. And in that very moment, in that class, in that moment, refocus on impact. If there is one person in that room, how can the teachings of yoga have a positive impact on their day in that moment? And that positive impact could just be you saying to someone, inhale through the nose, exhale with a sigh. and relax. Just that could be what someone's needed all day to feel better. Okay? Just in that moment. So when the mind is thinking, income, 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 panicking, those pound signs are making you panic, hold yourself, come to that affirmation, I am enough, my self-worth is not based on the numbers of students in my class, and I am going to make impact right now. Okay? So that deals with that very moment. And when you, sorry, my phone's just started to ring, that will stop in a second. When you focus on impact, you're making a difference in people's lives through the yoga classes you're sharing. Your numbers will build because that person will come back next week because that yoga class made a difference to them. That person will share your yoga classes with friends. They will share it on Facebook. They will recommend you because your classes have made a difference on them. So it's a really empowering move to recircuit that mind straight to impact. Then it's this journey of santosha and tapas. So you know santosha and tapas are part of Patanjali's 8-limb path, and santosha is the practice of contentment, of surrender, of letting go. Okay, universe, we have 3 students today and we're going to give them a knockout yoga class. That contentment in that moment, that is the moment. But it's equally held in balance by tapas, the discipline of rightly aligned action in service of your life's dharma. So we can't just say, oh, you know, I'll turn up, teach good yoga classes, the universe will provide me students. We do need to be taking aligned action as well, which I want to look at. And that same lesson from Patanjali's Yoga Sutras is right there in the Bhagavad Gita. You have the right to do the action, show up, do the work. Surrender attachment to the end results. So you've got 1 student today. That can be 3 next month. That can be 5 the month after. All of my classes have built like that. You know, my class has been really, really busy this week. You know, I've been away, come straight back. All of my classes have been full. They've been full with students I have been teaching year on year on year on year on year on year. I've been doing this for 13 years. It builds slowly. So what is the rightly aligned action? What can you set about doing while surrendering attachment? So we're specifically talking about when numbers dip in your classes. So not, you know, starting a new class from scratch, but when numbers have dipped. So the first thing, well, take a little list. Write these down, and then you know you can do each thing in the list. Then you can surrender attachment. So step 1, and if anyone can type this in the comments, I would love you for it. Step 1, when your class numbers dip, look back at your class registers from the last quarter, last 6 months, or even take a little dip back, look back at exactly a year ago. Get those registers, compare them to who is in class right now, draw up a list of the people that you haven't seen in the last month, people you haven't seen in the last quarter, people you haven't seen in the last 6 months, and people that you haven't seen in the last year. So have that list. This is going to take some time, but we have to show up and do the work. Bhagavad Gita, do the work. So I want you to look back over old registers. You should be doing registers. If not, look in your emails, search in your mind, in your memory, but get some lists. Who haven't you seen the last month? Who haven't you seen in the last 6 months? Who haven't you seen in the last quarter? Sorry, I missed that one. And then the last year. And then it's time for some one-to-one emails. Not just, I put it on social media and my students didn't come this week. Not, well, I sent a mailer. One-to-one communication. And I say email out of default habit, but it could be email, it could be WhatsApp, it could be direct message on Instagram, it could be Messenger. And I do actually like using Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, and Instagram direct message because they seem more sort of social and fun, and email can often seem a bit like kind of your work. So one-to-one message every student that you haven't seen in the last month. Hey Jackie, I hope you're well. Hope you had a nice Easter. We've got a cracking class this week looking at shoulders. I'd really love to see you. It's been too long. Book here, my lovely. Make it really personal, and you could still have a base formula template for that, but still make it a little personal, a little topical, and do nip in what it is that you're going to be teaching next week, and just choose a topic that you know all of your students desire and need. Lower back pain, neck and shoulder tension, an energy boost, deep rest and relaxation. You know your students. What do they get excited about when you say that's their class theme? And then I need you to send that. Prioritize first of all those people that you haven't seen in the last month. And then once you've done that, go back and back and back and back. And we don't realize how quickly time goes. I have a student that I adore called Beth. And in the back of my mind, I'm like, oh, I haven't seen Beth for ages. And I've been meaning to send her a message. Just go, Beth, I miss you. Where have you been? And I didn't really realize how long it's been since I've seen Beth at class. And she came back to class this week. And I went and gave her a big cuddle. I was like, Beth, I missed you. Where have you been? And she said, I've had a baby since I saw you last. To which I said, did I even know you were pregnant? And she said, no, it'd been a year. It'd been a whole year. And she was so excited to be back at class. So, don't think because you haven't seen a student for a year that they've disappeared from you. They might have just got enrolled in life stuff, and you reaching out person to person is going to make a difference. We've spoken about this before, the importance of one-to-one communication. So if your class have taken a dip, that would be my number one first step. And it's just super light and friendly. I'm not saying things like, why haven't you come to class in the last 6 months? Just, hey, like you're talking to a friend. Think, how would you message a friend that you've just not had time to catch up with for a while? You might go, hey Lucy, it's been ages since we had a catch up. Would love to see you. Why don't you pop to class this week? So think, how would you write that email if it was like, hi Lucy, it's been ages. I'd love to see you for a cuppa. What have you been up to? Okay. Let it have that friendly tone and make it easy for them. Click here to book. That is my number one. Number two, look back at anyone that has recently come for a taster class and that you haven't seen again. So often they come to one class, they have all good intentions, but they haven't got into the routine again. So say, you came for a taster a little while ago, would love to see you again, this week we're doing X. So very similar to the type of email you'd have sent a missing regular, but do just follow up on those people that have come to a free class. Then next up, look back at what you were doing before your classes dipped. It's very easy to focus on all our proactive marketing, do flyer drops, put new posters up, be present in the local Facebook groups, do recommend a friend incentives. It's very easy to be proactive on your marketing when you're starting a new class, when you're starting a new course, sometimes just a new season, or sometimes you just had a burst of energy, and then that saw an increase in your class numbers, and then you've taken the foot off your pedal a little bit on the marketing. Okay? And we do have a natural churn in class numbers. It is natural. So if you do all of your marketing and then you do none, you will slowly see a decline in class numbers. You'll pick up a few more, but you will slowly see a decline. So look back at what you were doing when you were last getting full classes and start again, especially when we're in a new season now. If you've had posters up and you've had them up for a while, you do have to change them because people don't see it again. Once they've seen something so many times, they just don't see it again. Think about when you put something on the bottom of your stairs at home to remind you to take it upstairs. And then after a while, you just keep walking past it and you don't even see it anymore. It's the same thing. So refresh those posters, and often what we crave, refresh your flyers, change the benefits that you've advertised, because often what we crave changes in the seasons. So you might have found in sort of autumn time your posters were calmer. Maybe you're talking about the de-stressing benefits of yoga, the rest, the relaxation, the stress relief. Is that still aligned with what people are feeling energetically they need now in spring? Maybe are they actually wanting a boost in their energy levels? Are they wanting to be feeling a little stronger, better immune system, a little brighter and healthier? So really think, what do people crave from your classes in this season, and go tweak all your marketing so it's aligned with the energy of the season. So where were we? Step 1. Make lists of all the people that you haven't seen in a month, a quarter, 6 months, and a year. Step 2, send them a personal message. If you can do it on direct message, whatever their platform is, WhatsApp, text, Instagram DM, Messenger, or email, but one-to-one, please, just like you were sending a message to a friend for a cuppa. 2, look back at what you... 2. 3, look back at what you were doing the last time your classes were rising, and see, have you taken your foot off the pedal? Is it time to get back out there and be proactive with your marketing? 4, refresh your marketing with a spring feel. Change up some of the benefits of your classes to make them aligned with what people are craving right now. And 5, those wonderful students that still are in your class right now, ask them for help. Ask them if they'd mind putting a few flyers in some of the doors in their housing estate. Would they put a poster up at work? Would they consider sharing your classes on their social media? Would they consider recommending you to a friend? Because your students want you to thrive. Your students like you. Your students are rooting for you. They want you to thrive. And they won't help unless you ask. So just ask. Ask, what could you do to help me meet a few new people? And was there anything else I wanted to cover today? Refresh your marketing, focus on the mindset stuff, ask for help, one-to-one messages. So I think that's all super simple. There's never going to be any amazing, insightful, fix-all cure. But get that mindset in the right place, my lovelies. Your sense of self-worth is not based on your yoga. No, everything goes up and down. You are enough. You are more than enough. You have always been enough. You will always be enough because you are enough. And then look at the people in this group that are thriving. I've seen 2 posts, one from Sue this week, who's had 19 new students, and I've seen one from Sam this week, who's had 18 new people book her beach yoga. My classes have all been sold out this week. I've even been away for 3 weeks. You can do this. There's nothing that's any different from me to you. There's nothing that's any different about Sam or Sue. If we can do it, you can do it. I love you. Thank you for being here. Any questions, put it in the chat. Nice to be with you today. And I think I'll see you next week. I'll see you then, darlings. Bye for now.